Let me just get comfortable over here. I am actually wearing the Tight Bite jumpsuit that's available on my website. I'll leave the link down below. And I'm wearing a small, but I could fit into a medium. If you like to be escotada like me and tight as fuck, then get a small. I'm just gonna jump right into my story time. You know, of course, for every story time, I always have to have my michelada. Okay, so I want to start off by saying that I know from the title you're gonna be like, damn, you're such a bitch, you know, like you cheated on your boyfriend. But I mean, it's not what it was. Like, I've never really cheated. It's just that I basically had to, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, to start off, this will all make sense if you first go back and watch my story time about the time that I got beat up. In that video, I do mention that I was with my ex, and in that video I do not give him a name, so I'm gonna give him a name today. His name will be Matthew. I was 14 and I think he was 16, and we had been together. He was my first real relationship, and we had been together for about, like, I think it was like 10 months, 10 or 11 months. This boyfriend, like I said, you would have to go back to my story time about the time I got beat up. But basically in that video I do state that I didn't want him to go to the fight I got into, and he ended up showing up to that fight. And yeah, I basically, like the title of the video says, I got beat up. I just really had, like, le tuve mucho resentimiento, and I was really upset for a long time. I'm really rencorosa, you know. I try to get over it, but I really wasn't. In my heart I knew I wasn't. So little by little I stopped. Like, me empezó a caer gordo. I know this is fucked up, but me empezó a caer gordo. Like, I avoided him during school. I didn't want to see him. Like, he just, I don't know, I would look at him and me empezó a dar, like, fuck, that's fucked up. I mean, I'm not saying his name, but me empezó a dar como asco. I was just like, ugh, like, don't get near me, dude. Don't get near me. It was to that point. I wasn't even comfortable anymore. Oh, I do remember that he would call. I wouldn't want to talk to him. So around the same time, I remember it was like in the MySpace days. So I remember that this guy, which we're gonna call him Angel, this guy named Angel started messaging me on MySpace. And we had the type of relationship where he could message girls and I could message guys, you know, like, we kind of didn't think nothing of it. And back then we would all hang out in a group, in a circle, and like we would have the same friends, except that this guy Angel had already graduated high school, so he was way older than us, you know. He was never trying to get at me, you know. So then, like, little by little we started to get to know each other, you know. Like, I was kind of getting over my current boyfriend, you know. I was like, whatever, I don't need you. When I started to get to know Angel, you know, I was like, you know what, I think I'm catching feelings. So I told Matthew, I was like, you know what, to be straight up, like, I don't want to be with you. Like, I don't want to be with you, and like, that's it. So I broke up with him. And then till this point I had never seen Matthew in person. So as soon as me and I was about to say his name. So as soon as me and Matthew broke up, I started partying a lot. And I was not really heartbroken. I mean, I broke up with him, so I was really just trying to have fun, because a lot of my teenage years, you know, I was with him. Like, it was just like my party years. When I was like 15, 16, 17 was like my party years. I remember not wanting to have a boyfriend. Little by little, we wanted to finally meet Angel and I. So I remember one day, okay, I have a friend named Gordo. He was connected to like all of us. So Gordo invited, I have a good friend of mine. Her name is Chio. He invited both of us out. We were 14, I remember, like 14 or 15, to El Rodeo de Pico Rivera, right? We all went, Chio and I, but he never let us know. And nobody knew that Angel and I were talking. We get there to the club and Angel's there, you guys. So That was the first day that I actually met him in person. After that was the day that we got more serious and stuff like that. So then during that time, Matthew would blow my mom, because my mom had her phone. I didn't have a phone back then. So he would be blowing my mom's phone up. Like, he wanted to talk to me on MySpace. He would be going crazy. And keep in mind that Matthew and I still went to school together. So I would see him and he would try to talk to me. And I would just like not be interested anymore. Genuinely, I just didn't want anything to do with him. And he would get more on my nerves because he would try. And then like, I'll just be like, dude, like just get over it. Like, I feel like that really fucked me up. Like the fact that he showed up, I don't know, I just hated him for it. I just didn't see him the same. Me caía gordo. I would see him around school and I would be so irritated. Like, you guys, it got to the point where I even had to tell Angel's cousin, he went to school with us, I had to tell Angel's cousin to take care of me from Matthew, because Matthew would literally, he knew where my next class was, and he would stand right in front of the class because he knew that he would have to catch me outside of the class. He would just be stalking me and shit. So I remember one day we decided to go to the park. Oh no. One day Matthew shows up to school and he's like super like, oh my goodness, so heartbroken, and he's crying and he's like, please, like begging me that he's gonna do this and that. So I'm like, all right, fine, we're gonna get back together, like just shut the fuck up already. I just wanted him to leave me alone. The fact that I was putting him through that, like I made him so happy just by getting back with him. That was my only choice basically, because it was like to the point where he was harassing me. You know, I was not comfortable going to school. I would be like thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna see him. One day, you guys, I was still talking to Angel. We were never boyfriend and girlfriend. We hadn't kissed or done anything yet, so, but we were still hanging out. I remember one day after school, he's like, oh, I'll pick you up and then we'll get raspado and then we'll go to the park and eat it together. I was like, okay, yeah, cool, like come pick me up. He picked me up from school and we went to the park, and that park was really close to our school. We had been kind of hiding because people knew that me and Matthew were kind of back together, especially because I had just broke up with Matthew. I told him, you know, I kind of want to wait a little bit and not get in a relationship that fast because I don't know, like I just had got out of one. We were hanging out and then I'm like, oh, let's get off. Like we were hanging out in the car and then I'm like, oh, let's get off to like to walk around a little bit at the park. Dude, tell me why one of his friends, a girl, Matthew's friends, told him that he had seen Angel and I at the park together. He was so heartbroken. You guys, I was a bitch, but I told him, I was like, you know, I want you to like leave me alone and I hope that you get the point now. What a bitch. I'm a bitch. That weekend, I remember that weekend he showed up. He had like a shirt at my house or something, and he freaking shows up and he freaking tells my mom that I cheated on him with his friend. They were not friends, right? They went to the same school together, but they were never friends. So my mom was just like, okay, like what the fuck, you're coming over here to my house to talk shit about my daughter to me, homie. She didn't really tell me anything. She just told me que pues eso está mal. Sí, la verdad sí lo hice. But I did it because there was no way out. He was really heartbroken. I would hear it all the time, like all the time, that, and like a lot of people started hating me for it, that because I broke his heart. But you know what? He broke my heart because I told him not to go, and that's what he get. But I mean, I can't make someone happy and lose my happiness making them happy. If I decide I'm not happy, then I'm just gonna leave it as that. And if you can't get over it, like, you know, maybe I was wrong for taking him back, and just because I felt bad for him and then doing that to him. Yeah, you guys, so that's it. That's my story of the time I cheated on my boyfriend. I hope you guys are really enjoying my story time. I know you guys enjoy my story times in general, but I hope this one was interesting. I know it's not like a big old Jerry Springer, I cheated on him and he caught me story, but I think that was the only time that I actually cheated, and I did it because of my happiness, because I wanted my happiness back, and because he wouldn't let me have it. I'm very excited for the giveaway that's going on Friday the 18th of August at 3 p.m. Remember, I'm gonna be tuning in live on my channel, so 3 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, good luck to everybody, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my video. Yeah, I hope you guys can continue supporting me in both my boutique and my YouTube videos, and I'll be sure to make more. Bye, thank you for watching me.